The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Sean.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world. Hello, and welcome to Monday, August 15th. My goodness, another summer month already half over. How is the time going so fast? Of course, it doesn't go this fast in the winter. But also, I was almost late for work because the time went fast. But this was because I got stuck down a Facebook rabbit hole. But it was my neighborhood group. And somebody posted about this truck that had been circling our neighborhood, specifically my street and another street, for 2 hours. And then multiple people started posting videos of this truck doing so. And hey, he usually has one other person in there, but then he's dropping them off. And I think he's going through vehicles and on and on. So, of course, I was like, I can't go out there by myself. Had to wake my husband up. He came outside with me. All of our vehicles, for some reason, were unlocked last night, but thankfully to the neighborhood watch, none of them went through. So that was good at least. But my goodness, is it dark out again? You know, like if I had done this, or if they had done this 3 weeks ago, I would have been able to walk outside and see them. This morning, I've got my flashlight on and I'm checking my vehicle to see if anything's missing. Slow down, summer. Oh my gosh. Is anyone still playing Wordle? You remember that game that came out in January? 5 letters long, yellow if it's right but in the wrong spot, green if it's right but it's in the right spot, and gray if it's not right at all. Well, Sean and I were playing it every morning for about 2 months. Now we play it once every 3 weeks or so. But apparently, from the phenomenon, the popularity, they are releasing a board game for it. Now, I had to look it up because I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. I feel like Wordle is a very introverted game that you make extrovert with your results after. You don't usually like pass it around and be like, okay, now you guess a word. It's the joy is saying, I got it in 4, I got it in 3. Anyway, this board game is not a board game at all. It's a whiteboard game. And it doesn't even have, I don't know, the creators just seemed really lazy when they made it. Basically, they're like, get together with your friends. One friend thinks of a 5-letter word and mans the whiteboard. Then people guess which word it is, and they color it either green or yellow or gray and see who can get it fastest. I'm like, this seems like you could do this on a piece of paper. I don't think you need a specific branded Wordle whiteboard. And it also seems like this is going to end up in the thrift stores. I might buy it for $4 on a thrift store shelf. Not going to give the $24.99 to the person who thought of this. My washer and dryer both went this summer, and laundry is no longer a set it and forget it task. It's a soak it, check on it, scrub it, then hang it on the deck to dry and keep an eye on the sky kind of thing. Well, we finally found a used washer and dryer set that would fit into a very specific sized hole that we have for it. And we got ready to install it last night when my father-in-law was like, wait, I don't want to carry that thing all the way in here if I don't have to. We need to make sure it works first. So after about a half hour of fiddling outside, my husband announced he was going to do a load of laundry in the truck. Good news, it works. Bad news, the dryer wasn't hooked up yet, so onto the deck the laundry went. At least it was already outside. What does a teardrop tattoo mean to you? On the face, you know? Growing up, it always meant to me that you had either killed someone or that you spent some time in prison. I just Googled it. Everybody thinks the same thing. Drake, over the weekend, got a face tattoo, and he got these letters kind of disguised as teardrops. You have to look really close to see that they are letters. And he says it's for his mom. It's her initials, SG, Sandy Graham. And I feel like, you know, it's really like honorful when somebody gets a tattoo for you. My brother has one for me. I feel very special. It's on his shoulder. He has one for my parents. It's on his side. I think if he had said to me, Steph, I'm going to get your initials tattooed on my face, I would have said, please don't. And I wonder if that's what his mom said as well. Like, don't ruin your face with a tattoo on it. Don't do it. Save your face. I went to the grocery store the other day, and I think someone may have taken something out of my cart. Does this sound crazy? Perhaps a little, but hear me out. So I went specifically because we were about to be out of toilet paper. And then, of course, I walked around the store and I found $100 worth of other things to buy as well. And when I got to the toilet paper aisle, there was a lot missing. Like, it felt like March 2020. Anyway, I found the last 12 pack that wasn't $20 and I put it in my cart and then I went to the till. And I chatted with the clerk a bit, hi Aruba, and then I left. And when I got home, I could not find the toilet paper anywhere. And in fact, I couldn't even find it on my receipt. Wasn't there. So where do you think it went? Is it outlandish to think that someone took it from my cart? Did it just fall out of my cart? Did the person behind me in line end up getting my toilet paper? Either way, I had to go back out because we really did need it. And I went to a different store and I found the one that wasn't $20. And I held on to it with both hands and took it straight to the clerk. And then I made sure to tuck it carefully into my car. I recently met my neighbor that lives a few doors down. He came over when my husband and I were putting a canoe onto our car, and he said, "You're going to ruin your marriage. Don't do it." Got to chatting. Turns out he's an avid canoeer, so I invited him to the paddling club, and he said, "What? I don't like people. It took me 2 years just to come over and say hi to you guys." Well, it turns out this guy is a great friend to have in the neighborhood. A few weeks back, he needed a boost. He came over and asked us for one. We did it. He brought us a case of beer in return. Yesterday, my husband is out working on my car, recharging the air conditioning. And doesn't this gent come on over and say, "What are you guys up to? I'm a mechanic." He goes and gets some gauges from his work, some coolant. He's ready to help. Within a half an hour, the air in my car is running cold. And can I just say, I wish we met this guy 2 years ago. I feel like we would have had a great friendship all this time. Or at least 2 months ago when the hot season started and I've been driving around in the heat without air conditioning. Yeah, that would have been nice. Got quite a few messages from people last week asking me about weather trends, saying it's cold out. Is the summer over? Is this what we have to expect now all fall? Has it arrived early? Now, if you go into any store over the weekend, fall has arrived. I couldn't believe it. I was in the grocery store. They had mini chocolate bars on sale. I was like, I cannot buy Halloween candy in August. Not only does it feel like that's really ushering fall in, but also, do you really expect it to be here next week, let alone by Halloween? But even going into stores that sell Halloween decorations, they were everywhere. We know that Spirit Halloween opened last week. The fall is really trying to get a hold of us. It's trying to usher itself in. But I feel like the weatherman heard that and said, no, not yet, because the weather forecast for the next week is crazy hot. It's supposed to be 25 today, 25 tomorrow. But then Saturday, it's supposed to be 33. I am so thankful. Thank you, weatherman. Continue to revolt against the early fall vibes. I'm not ready yet.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.